What do you think on this $550 million? What are the
$55 million.
$55 million dollars? I go up, I go down. That's what I'm all over the place.
I just think it's too much. This is
Judge awarded this Erin Andrews. She was the one that was spied upon,
right,
in her hotel room, undressing, naked, and I'm going to throw out a real boomerang here, or a monkey wrench, maybe a monkey wrench in a second. But what do you think? $55 million is too much.
I think, and this is a judgment against the hotel, correct? I do think.
It is judgment against the hotel.
I think $55 million is too much, considering
which gave the pervert gave him her room number and allowed him to position himself in the room next door. And I'm trying to figure out how this happened. It must have been. He
drilled a hole, peephole.
Through the door, though.
I don't know.
It must have been a joined room. You know the rooms that are they're joined, and then you have the door there. There must have been a peephole that he was able to go through there, and that's how he was able to privately spy on this female.
Now we've talked about this. I've said this before. I do think she was legitimately hurt by this. I think she should have got several million, upwards of maybe 20, 25, 30 million. I don't know what the right number is. In my mind. And again, who am I to say? But I think it's about half. She should have got about half of what she was awarded. I'll say this also. I think she's got.
What's she worth, though? What is her earning potential?
Well, Manaski's making the point that it might be helped by this case.
And I would ask, can you prove that she was harmed, that she was, her earning potential was hurt by this?
If her mind is all messed up, and that's what she convinced them. She convinced them that she was distraught and violated. You're violated. I mean, what is a violation worth? You can never take that back. And it's worse than just the guy seeing it. It's what happened afterwards. It ended up into the media. The pictures were on the front of the New York Post. People were saying that she did this on her own, that this was a publicity stunt. I like the $55 million. However, you might find the hotels will appeal this. The hotel will appeal this. You know they're going to appeal it.
Yeah.
And don't you feel that probably a judge might very well come in and say, we're going to reduce the award? I mean, you see that a lot.
I think that would be appropriate. I do think she's got action against ESPN as well. From what she says.
Yeah, what they did to her.
They made her talk about it, address it, and she was not comfortable doing that. And they told her basically, until you come out on ESPN and talk about what happened here, you're not going to be reporting. So
here's Chief. Good morning, man. What do you think?
How you doing? I feel so bad for Erin Ann. Only $55 million. That's probably about as many times as I watched the thing on that one.
I mean, I guess, to be honest with you, I knew who Erin Andrews was. Oh, I didn't hear what he said.
He said $55 million is about how many times he watched the
video. You know, I never saw it. I never got to see it.
I did not either.
What if you saw it, Chief? What was she doing? Anything or just undressing?
She had gotten out of the shower, and this guy had the camera through the peephole. She was straightening her hair with a curler, ironed her clothes. It's just like when she turned facing the peephole, it was almost like she was posing.
There
was so much noise in the background. How could you not hear people in the hallway? I mean, this guy had people in the hallway.
Was he in the hallway doing this?
He was in the hallway.
How did he get that done? I don't understand how no one saw him.
I don't know, but the one site that she was on, all of a sudden today it's not on there because we did some investigative reporting here.
Well, they say it has been downloaded so many times that you'll never be able to eradicate the video. It'll never go away.
Kind of like the story of my life. I met a lady online. She says, "Yeah, come on over. There's nobody home." I went over. There's nobody home.
All right, Chief. Okay. Thanks, Chief. Good stuff, man. Thank you.
There we go.
All right, that's Chief. Bill, what do you think? Hi, Bill.
Bill?
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah. Yes, that first of all, the $55 million was split between the hotel and that guy. I think.
Oh, and how's the guy going to come up with that money? That's interesting.
Somebody else just called in and said that she's probably only going to get half that.
Yeah.
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is she going to get from the guy, the hotel? Right? I think it's $28 million for one and $27 for the other one.
And he's not going to be able to come up with that money unless he sells the video, and they're not going to let him do that, right?
Can I just finish this?
Yeah, sorry, Bill.
This writer for the New York Post wrote a good article yesterday. She said, well, she wasn't at all upset that she could. Remember, she appeared on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
In these skimpy outfits and that. So
I know that was Christine's take this morning.
Yeah, well, he wrote a whole article. New York Post. Phil Mushnick, and he was really against.
Oh, don't say that, because Christine is going to be appalled at the fact that her opinion is the same as the New York Post's.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that was. I just said I think that the money is a little bit much, given the fact that if this were somebody, if this was like Prudence Prudhomme.
Yeah.
And who never, was always buttoned up, and this happened, I would buy the fact that it was more traumatic for her.
Yeah. Well,
I'm making up Prudence Prudhomme.
I hate to tell you, but Prudence Prudhomme got wild after college.
Maybe.
She went nutty.
Bill, the writer says that while her father was hospitalized for something, I don't know, she was unable to visit as she prepared for Dancing with the Stars. So this guy's really, Phil Mushnick, he's a very good writer.
Well, like anything else, though, right, Bill? I mean, these awards are given by the jury, and oftentimes you see them appeal the amount.
Oh, yeah.
And
she probably won't get anywhere near this.
Wow. And I hate to say, but if you didn't know about what happened to Erin Andrews, we all know now, right? It's these things where it really educates people. So, all right, Bill, thanks. I appreciate it.
I've got a couple pictures here, and I do have one of the quotes from Mushnick's article. It says, "Now I get it. Judging from her latest publicity shots, Erin Andrews, first with ESPN and now with Fox, still wants to be regarded as a serious journalist who dresses like a casino cocktail waitress."
Listen, I don't want to upset everybody, but I'm going to say this.
Okay.
You can't apply this statement. What you're saying,
I read someone's quote. I didn't say.
All right.
I read someone's quote.
You cannot apply it. Like, let's say
you can't say the victim is responsible because of the way that they dress.
Because look at how we deal with rapes. I mean, you can't say. I mean, even go beyond that. Hey, listen. Look how she dressed.
We're not saying it's right. We're just saying.
I'm just saying. And then beyond that, well, it's like saying, well, she's never had relations before, so that she should get more because she's never. Not the case. I mean, if no means no, and privacy should mean privacy, and I think that this is a good. At the very end of the day, it's a pretty big message that should be, no matter what happens, whether the amount was right or wrong. She's accomplished one thing, and that these hotels are now on alert. They now know they better have a policy in place to make sure that they're never doing anything like this again.
And for that, I'm grateful
we
to
all
her.
could benefit
Absolutely.
from that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
not that anybody want to look through the peephole at me, but,
And can I just point out as well?
If they did me, they'd only get the top of my head.
I'm not suggesting that it's somehow
the peepholes
okay
are very high.
because
Get that part? Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Top of my head, Andrew. That's all they get on me.
I got it.
Yeah.
My settlement would be $55, talking about worth.
That's right.
We'll refund your hotel bill, $55.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I'm not saying that it justifies that at all. I'm just saying, does that poke a hole in her argument that she doesn't want to be viewed that way when she is kind of viewed that way as a sex symbol?
One would say you have to be that way. That you have people telling you,
this is my problem.
Wait a minute. You have people telling you, this is your attire. Here's how we want you to dress. Because if you want to keep this job in the NFL, you're not going to go in looking like, who's the Prudence
Prudhomme.
Yeah. You can't look like her. And we've seen many really good
fictional
females.
Character. Good
females, really awesome females in the NFL that have just kind of disappeared because they don't have the look anymore. So, it is what it is. I'm not going to debate.
Well, there's some not so young anymore sideline reporters who still do that.
There's a few.
Bonnie Bernstein, Pam Oliver.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Honestly,
in the end, though, I'm not trying to debate you on this. I do think that she was clearly wronged here.
Yeah.
I just thought the price tag was a lot.
And plain and simple, it doesn't matter how she presents herself when she chooses to. nobody should have to feel violated like that.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
A victory for privacy, I would say today. Jim Rondinelli is going, he's down at the Radisson right now, where the State of the County is going on this morning. County Executive Tony Pacini is presenting his address for the state of the county and what the plan is for the next year. We're going to go to Jim coming up next, get an update. Also, a little Boilermaker action. That's what he's going to talk about, right, Al Zena?
Something like
Heart Run and Walk.
Heart Run and Walk.
Heart Run and
yes.
Walk. They raised some money, and I think there's a drawing he wants to do. We're going to do
right
it
here,
on the
live
air.
on the air.
Coming up in 2 minutes, 8:51 at WIBX.